Washington, D.C. is the heart of American democracy. Monuments, museums, and a population larger than Wyoming or Vermont. Yet D.C. residents pay federal taxes, serve in the military but lack a voting representative in Congress. This isn't a quirky oversight, it's a fundamental democratic deficit. D.C. operates under home rule. Local leaders make decisions but Congress can override them at any time. The push for D.C. statehood is about fairness. Over 700,000 Americans want the same rights as everyone else. Imagine paying for pizza every week but never choosing the toppings. That's D.C. with federal laws. Residents want to elect senators and a House member who can actually vote. Every law passed by D.C. Council must survive a congressional review, where any member of Congress can block it. Statehood would let D.C. govern itself, free from congressional permission slips. The lack of statehood hits hardest in D.C.'s large black community, whose needs are often sidelined. Statehood is about racial and economic justice, empowering a community long marginalized in the nation's capital. It's not just a political goal, it's about finally giving D.C. residents the keys to their own house. The fight is for equal rights, self-governance, and a real voice in national decisions. For D.C., it's about ending taxation without representation. And for the rest of the country, it's a test of whether democracy truly means for all. The fight for statehood isn't just about rights, it's about risk. Some fear that pushing for statehood could trigger a federal backlash, tightening control over D.C. Enter Project 2025, a conservative playbook proposing to federalize D.C.'s police, repeal local laws and override city governance. The plan targets everything from racial equity to gun control, aiming to reshape D.C. against residents' wishes. Opponents frame statehood as a partisan power grab, justifying preemptive strikes against home rule. D.C. could end up with less freedom, as Congress holds the power to dissolve its council and overturn laws. Unlike states, D.C. has no constitutional protection from federal intrusion. The paradox, in reaching for equal rights, D.C. risks losing what little autonomy it has. The stakes are high, and the threat is real. Federal interference in D.C. isn't hypothetical, it's routine. In 2023, Congress blocked D.C.'s revised Criminal Code Act, overriding years of local work. Even supporters of statehood, like President Biden, have sacrificed D.C.'s self-governance for national politics. Congress can debate and repeal D.C.'s rights at any time, reinforcing a colonial-style relationship. During the 2020 Black Lives Matter protests, federal agents, not local police, were deployed in D.C., bypassing local authority. These actions show D.C.'s home rule is fragile and conditional. Local leaders are treated as subordinates, their decisions subject to distant politicians' whims. The pattern is clear. D.C.'s rights and safety are always at risk. The path to statehood is fraught with peril, but the status quo is no safer. D.C.'s economy is tied to the federal government, its largest employer and industry. This makes the city vulnerable. Threats to close federal agencies could devastate tens of thousands of residents. The ripple effect would cripple local businesses, trigger mass unemployment, and gut the city's tax base. D.C. already faces high inequality. Black residents' unemployment is 7 times that of whites. An economic shock would hit marginalized communities hardest, deepening poverty and inequality. The fight for statehood could provoke economic retaliation, making autonomy a high-stakes gamble. D.C.'s stability is hostage to national politics. Any misstep could have devastating consequences for hundreds of thousands with no real say. The city's future hangs in the balance. D.C. statehood isn't just a local issue, it's a warning for all of America. If the federal government can override the will of its own capital, what stops it from doing the same elsewhere? Project 2025 strategies could be used against any city or state that falls out of favor. D.C. is the canary in the coal mine for American democracy. Framing statehood as a partisan power grab undermines the right to representation for everyone. The fight is for the principle that citizenship means equal voice, not political convenience. Whether D.C. gains statehood or faces more federal control, the outcome will echo nationwide. Democracy is fragile. Its erosion in one place threatens its foundation everywhere.